Hi everyone and welcome to week 5 of Fundamentals of Design. I'm going to go ahead and take you through everything for the week. So this week we're diving further into color and typography. We're going to go over the resources first. So in this one, when you click on the resources, it's a lot of stuff on just software. You'll notice the first resource is how to save a file in grayscale format in Illustrator. Just some tips on creating accessible design, like if possibly someone has kind of like vision impairment, just tips there. Text only versions of the article, and then some readings on poster design creation, and then using and attributing licenses. There's a guide there. It's good to have, especially for portfolio. Is just what I would tell my students is try to keep a list of where your images are coming from. Just keep a running like Word document, and that way you'll know like this poster had this image pulled from like Getty Images or Pexels or wherever you're getting any images that might not be your own. It's just something to kind of think about long before you hit portfolio. I think the additional support references are really good this week, so I would dive into them if you have the extra time. There's top 10 examples of graphic design. There's a really good video on grids and also how posters work with Ellen Lupton. She's amazing if you've ever read any of her work. And then just some extra stuff on drawing shapes, lines, and color with Illustrator and some other stuff down here. The bottom ones have to do specifically with Bongo. If you've never used it or you're confused by it, make sure you check out those resources because that's how you submit one of the projects this week. Sorry about that. The next thing that we're going to dive into, if you scroll down under the resources, we have 2 activities this week. We're doing a color and typography activity with Bongo, and then we're talking about another project milestone. So 2 things this week that we'll be focusing on. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. So it is graphic design is an iterative process. Often you would create the first draft and may not hit the mark for a client's expectations. Happens all the time. They have a vision in your head, you have a vision in your head, and oftentimes it doesn't meet up, and that results in revisions of work. So your scenario here is one of your colleagues has designed a call to action poster based on a client's design brief. The design is being revised because the client was unsatisfied with the mock-up and they've asked you to do it. Okay, so the directions are here. If you scroll all the way down, you will see the 2 supporting files that I'll be going over with you today. There's a document on the design brief and then also the image of what the other person created that you're going to be fixing. Okay, so these are all the things that you're going to be touching on when you're revising the file. You're going to look at it. You're going to determine the effectiveness of the color. You're going to explain why the current color communicates in the intended, why it is going to meet effectively, and why it goes along with the design brief. Then you're going to go over the typography that you use, talk about why it works, and then talk about one area of improvement in the design related to in color, and also one area of improvement in the design related to typography. So read through it all, get a good feel for it. So this is the call to action poster that the other person designed. So this is the one that you'll be redesigning and talking about why you're doing a better job and how you're doing a better job and so forth. Again, just read through all these, the 1 through 4 to really make sure you understand the design brief there. There's a lot of things to change on this. And then this is the design brief in text format. So this is the actual copy that you would need for the ad. The business name, the overview, what they're doing with it, your target audience age, and then the copy that you need to include is at the bottom and so forth. Okay, so also you can see down here what to submit is important. So this is where we're dealing with Bongo for the first time. So if you click on the Bongo link, which I have pulled up here already, you can submit it here. If you have some issues submitting the video here, like if you click on your name, you'll be able to, use that there. Let me go back here. So submit a 3 to 4 minute video using the Bongo platform. If you reference any sources in your video, mention the name of the author and the title for the resource. For example, Ellen Lupton's video, Design and Storytelling. from the Bauhaus find that you actually stagger in the doorway, you can completely control the motion. So you'll be able to, show your screen, do captions if you want, and just talk about your submission there. Basically, you're just giving me a design brief, just like I'm giving you a design brief for the week. If for some reason that goes wrong, or you decide you're just horrible on video, it's absolutely fine. You could also type it up using option 2, the memo option. You can just give me a 1-page Word document, and then you'll be giving me, you can do the select other content option and give me the file that way. Okay, so if you rather type it out, that's fine. But with the video, it's going to help me with things like inflection and really understanding, just what we're doing here. This makes it easier than just reading text sometimes. But there's 2 different ways that you can go through the information above and talk about it. Okay? The next portion of it is, if you scroll down, the project milestone for the week. The second part. So in the second part, you can pick either a client coffee shop or another client, a senior dog sanctuary. So again, it's a call to action poster, which basically means you have a prompt for your customer, whether it's going to the store, opening up a new account, whatever it is. So the coffee shop prompt is there and the senior dog sanctuary prompt is there. So for your chosen client, you'll be required to create 2 deliverables. You'll have a call to action poster in both color and grayscale, and a client presentation. But for this milestone specifically, you're only going to need the call to action poster this week. Okay? Using Adobe Illustrator, create a poster that shows the message for your client. Refer to the design brief for your chosen client in the supporting materials section, which I will go over with you. The first part is the color poster. You'll be doing an 11 by 17 poster using Illustrator, and these are the specific principles you'll really be focusing on, and then have to discuss how you implied it in your poster. So you have the principle of emphasis in the poster, principles of hierarchy in the design, and then your typography is the font appropriate and why. Any design and visual elements, you can read through all the specifics here. Okay, the principle of alignment for readability, making sure it's balanced, and applying a color system that works. Okay, the last part of it will be, once you're completely finished, is converting it to grayscale so you can also see what a black and white version would look like. And all those directions on how to do that would be under your resources section as well. Okay, so under the supporting materials here, if you click on the second link, that's going to give you a zip file of images that you can use. I'm also fine if you want to seek your own out. If you want to go to Pexels or you want to use like Adobe Stock, feel free to go and find those images and use your own. But again, just be aware of where you're getting your images from. So down the line, when you hit portfolio, you have them on hand. I know where I already got the images from. Okay, the first one here is the project design brief, and it's going to look similar to the last one. So it's got both options in there. If you choose the coffee shop, community cup, the overview is they're opening up a shop in the neighborhood. You can scroll down and read through it all, but the copy is what you must include. You have the grand opening, the body text, brewing community, 1 coffee at a time, and then all the stuff in there that you would need. Yes, I know some of it's cheesy, but you don't always have control over what the text is that the clients hand you. So it's great practice for honestly getting a bad client, because the copy's a little cheesy in here. So you can scroll down and see everything there for whatever one you want to go with. Okay, what to submit for the final deliverables. You'll be giving me the color poster, and you'll be making it in Illustrator, but I can open the PDF version, and then also the grayscale poster. Okay, so all the rubrics are there. It's a really fun week. It's great exercise in design, and I hope you enjoy the projects. I'll see you online.